Good morning, everyone. Lisa Sinnott and
Frank Sinclair.
Happy Monday to everyone. So we are based here in Colorado Springs, and we specialize in keynote speaking, emceeing, and facilitating sessions on diversity and leadership development for a global audience. We are passionate about helping professionals maximize their potential and fostering resilient, adaptive organizational cultures in small to mid-sized businesses around the world. So welcome to the Be Encouraged show, everyone.
This is us on Monday, baby. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
So we are providing a platform for entrepreneurs like yourselves that are here today, and those that are listening, and we are community focused to expand all of y'all's reach and create a positive impact around the world.
Around the world?
Yes.
Yes, we do that. With the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa here on Motivation Monday. We're so glad that you guys are a part. Today's episode is brought to you by our platinum sponsor, Joshua Aguirre, and his company, Crescio, who offer pay what you can consultations to underprivileged entrepreneurs in Colorado Springs and teach people how to leverage ChatGPT for their business. Visit them at Crescio.com to learn more. You want more leads for your business? Of course you do. Everyone wants more leads for their business, right? So visit us at BeEncouraged.net to become a sponsor and get your business out there to our growing audience, which has a potential reach of almost 50,000 every week and growing. Our platinum sponsor has seen an aggressive 900% growth in their business in just 7 months of sponsoring us. Like and follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn to join our journey to extend open encouragement and help people realize their potential through networking, collaboration, and community involvement. I'm going to just tell you guys right off the bat here, young lady here and I are both a little under the weather this morning. So if I'm not clicking like I normally do, it's because the old dude is just kind of jacked up, right? So just let you guys know that. But we're here for
Very
you.
faithfully.
Faithfully
Yes.
here. And you, my girl, good God. Last night she did a dance thing.
Yes.
Last night, you feeling?
Yeah, I feel.
You there?
I'm ready to rest. It was a big dance production. I had 3 showcases, but it was good. It was an amazing event. Yeah.
Her and her amazing husband, who's an international world champion dancer.
We had a blast.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got some great people here on set today. You want to introduce them?
Yes. So to my left here, our panel host, Bobby Galindo. He's the executive director, the founder, Rep Your Recovery, Prison Reentry and Homeless Transition Program, which is faith-based. And then to my right, second time guest, but it's been a year.
Last year?
It was last year, so it's okay, guys. He can enter. We have a rule of only once per year. We have stragglers come in. Seriously. Yes. So Joaquin Mobley, he's the CEO of Community Anchor Academy, formerly known as Community Works founder of, and the founder of WHealthy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love that name. Don't
Yes.
you? The guy takes healthy and throws a W in the front of it. And really, it creates a whole different space then, doesn't it, folks? Yeah, so, Health
We
as
actually
well.
have a spotlight visit coming up in June.
Yes. Yeah, coming over to your place in
June
June.
12th. We're excited about that.
We are looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Bobby, we're going to start with you, my friend.
Right.
Thank you for being our panel host today and
Thank you for having
being
me.
a part of our show. Tell people that are sitting on the edge of their seats right now, who is this Bobby Galindo?
Man. Bobby Galindo is a once incarcerated individual. Did 9 years in Utah State Penitentiary. Heroin addict, gang related, all of those things, man. But bona fide believer in Christ right now.
Yes.
Had that opportunity to see a different side, man, what life had to offer. I got here to Colorado Springs 2019. My mother passed
You just
away.
came in 2019?
2019.
Oh,
I came out here just lost. My mother was dying, like most of my uncles and my aunts, from alcohol addiction. And I came here to be with her for her last little bit of time in hospice. And we got to make amends, and we got to, I hadn't seen him in 25 years. I hadn't seen him in 25 years. I was that lost. My son is currently doing 3 to life for attempted murder. And we just had an opportunity to come out here and see something different.
Wow.
Yes,
Brother,
sir.
so you're telling me then, because do you hear this story?
Yeah.
Oh my,
I
yeah.
have questions.
Yeah.
But you go ahead.
Yeah, so because it sounds like there's a cycle in your family.
Yes.
Where did you grow up in?
Utah, Ogden, Utah.
Grew up in Ogden, Utah.
Yes.
I didn't know there
Is
were any
that-
black people or Hispanics in Ogden.
Is it?
That's the deception. That's the deception.
Ogden, Utah.
Hey, I tell you what, it's active over there.
Really?
Man, it don't seem like, but that's like I say, that's the deception. It's beautiful over there, but underground, man, it's a little crazy over there. They've had porters and waiters there. They ran the Union Station, doing all of the trains and stuff. Grew up jazz. Everything is major over there, predominant. We had a lot of the Marshall White Center. The community that we lived in was an all-black community, so we grew up there like one of the few Mexican families down there in that hood. And that was the lifestyle, break dancing, barbecue.
Ogden was a joint, huh? We learned something new.
Every
Make
day,
all these
every day.
assumptions about stuff, right? Yeah.
So you only have one child?
No, I have 4 kids. I have 3 daughters and 1 son. I lost a daughter, stillborn, once upon a time. Yeah, me and my wife was pretty lost in drugs, addiction, and all that stuff. Like I say, it's a cycle for sure. Yep. And then I have 7 grandkids.
7 grandkids.
Wow.
Been with my wife 36 years.
Oh my! Have you really?
That's amazing.
That's an award in itself.
That is a trip, isn't it? Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, through it all.
Do it
Through it all, man. It's been some really dark times, and outside of Jesus Christ, I don't know anyone that can love me like that.
Yeah, I'm feeling that. Yeah, Michelle. Yeah, I'm feeling that. Thank you for loving me. Yeah.
So, Bobby, you have other family that's still alive here in the Springs?
Yes, so my father, man, I came out here and he was already feeling the disconnect. It's hard to be with someone for so many years and then not feel that he went through a time there, and I had an opportunity to mend our relationship, And, I love my father very much, but I grew up in a violent background, like most of us, we grew up, there was a different time. There was no such thing as don't put your hands on your kids or, there was such thing as a case. They beat you from one end of the block to the next. And everybody's like, get him. And then turn the uncle's loose on you. It was that time.
I hear you. I grew up in that as well, man. Yeah, the neighborhood would watch over, they had permission to give you the beat down too, right?
Ain't you that boy that shooting up by my grandmama's back?
I'm feeling that, brother. Yeah, I grew up in the same thing.
Yes, sir, But like I have my sister here, I have my nieces here. They loved it here. My mom tried for so long, for like I say, like 20 years to get me on. So since 2012, she kept reaching out to me. And then I was just lost in that cycle. I was doing the things that people do when they're caught up in that life, living out of prison, in the streets, doing my thing. And she tried hard. I didn't know that she was sick though. And so she was dying that whole time. And she would be like, so on her birthday, the last time, she called me up and she's like, "Where's my son at?" And I heard her tell my daughter, and my daughter's like, "Dad, Grandma's on the phone." And I was already trying to sneak out the house to that, because I there must have been something there. And anyways, I heard her tell my daughter, "Tell my son I'm gonna catch him outside." And so it was sad the way it went down, but my wife and my kids had to drag me out here. And I just didn't understand the magnitude of how sick she was. And when I got here, she was already on her deathbed, and she was there for. But the beauty of it, I mean, there's two parts of that story. The beauty of it is that I got to make amends and then move on and start to see that I can be set free from that lifestyle. I feel like that argument that we started 25 years ago is what really set the ball in motion for my downfall. So when I got here, it was beautiful because, well, at one point she woke up and I was sitting at the feet of her bed and I was just kind of just, crying, letting her know how much I loved her and I'm sorry. And so she said, no, son, I'm sorry. And we kind of went through that. But when she opened her eyes, she had got so startled because it wasn't her son that she recognized. It was that demon that I had become. And so that really put the thoughts in my mind for me that I was lost. I was just broken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
That hurt.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Let's move over.
She's in the lobby.
She's in the lobby. Can you
We'll get her.
Can you get a cue?
So,
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Have you always been sensitive to spirits and you knew that at that moment?
So, I grew up in Del Norte. I was born in Del Norte, Colorado. And so like many Hispanic families, there's some form of, brujeria, witchcraft, whatever you want to call it, that runs in the family, whether it be curandera, like on the healing side of it, or whether it be that dark stuff where people are making love potions and doing things they shouldn't be doing, invoking spirits that they shouldn't. So that is generational. We're not only Hispanic, but Native as well. So that goes deep in the family. My great grandmother, you could say it's white, it's dark, it's all kind of the same stuff. You're still dealing with things and calling on things for healings or some type of you asking these questions. But anyway, yeah. So that runs heavy in our family, man.
So how did you get a hold of Jesus, or how did he get a hold of you, or vice versa? Like, where did that embrace come in?
That came from a place of anger. So when I got here, I was, like I say, lost on heroin and stuff, and I went to a meeting. My sister took me to a garage meeting across the street from Sanctuary Church over on the west side of Colorado. And I was so drunk that I thought she took me to a party. She's like, yeah, brother, let's go. And I was like, why would you take me here to this meeting? And she's like, because I can see that you need help.
All right, this is live vodcast right here, guys. So,
there's no taking out somebody said.
Yes. Yeah, please have a seat. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Now, go.
Yes.
Continue.
So you thought you were going to a party, and
And so my sister, it turned out that it was a garage meeting across the street from the Sanctuary Church. And when we pulled up, there's motorcycles out there, so I'm thinking, oh, we're at a cave. And as I'm walking toward the back, they're like, any newcomers? And as soon as they're like, yeah, they all start pointing at me. And I walked back there and I was like, listen, I'm Bill. I'm drunk. I said, I apologize because where I come from, respect is big. And I didn't come in here disrespect because I know you guys take this recovery super serious. But I'll come back next week and I will share with you guys why I'm here in Colorado Springs. But right now, I'm too messed up. So I'm just going to go chill on the curb. And while I sat out there in the gutter, just laying in the gravel, drunk, I heard the drums coming from across the street at Sanctuary Church. And so I thought that it was a dance. I thought it was like an old school stomp or something.
Yeah.
I thought it was a high school. And I told my sister, what is that place? And she's like, that's Sanctuary. But she's like, you want to go? And I'm like, yeah. And so I went, and the genuineness there, and just it being a recovery church, kind of really just invited me in because I have been church hurt. You guys get it when I say I come from Utah, you know what I mean? So I had really went through that. But then when I started to meet people that embraced me, like really, I'm telling them about all my craziness, being Northern Utah, most wanted, armed and dangerous, all of this gang-related things that I did, prison, crazy life, abusing my wife. And they never once looked down their nose. They hugged on me, they prayed with me, they cried with me, man. And I was like, who are you people, man? Yeah. And that's what drove me in, that right there, because I had never experienced that ever in my life. And I got baptized soon after that.
That's amazing.
Now he's leading. Yeah, we'll come back to you,
yes,
brother.
Sir, yes, sir.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Well, we got to introduce Lisa.
Yes, indeed. Lisa Medina. the CEO of Second Chance Thru Faith Ministries, right?
Welcome.
Yes, that's correct.
That's right. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you made it.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's subbing in for her hubby.
Yeah.
So you're awesome to do that.
Thank you.
So, Joaquin, let's talk to you, man. These stories and stuff that are running, the threads through these stories today are kind of fantastic. I know a little bit about your background, but nobody can tell it better than you.
So I grew up going back and forth from here in New York City. I am the proud son of an immigrant from the Dominican Republic. I wear that heavy because my grandparents didn't speak English. My first language actually was Spanish. And so with that, I represent both, my culture, the African American as well as the Hispanic side. And what I stand for is unity, right? I think when we are able to work together, we're able to build together. But much like Bobby's story, I got involved in gangs. I think I joined the gang when I was maybe 7. I started gang.
7-year-old?
Yeah, first time I was arrested, I was 9.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, so
What did you do at 9?
Believe it or not, this guy, he pushed my sister and I overreacted and threw a rock at him and it hit a taxi.
Oh.
Yeah, so it busted out the window. And so, just how I grew up and what I've seen, I took off running. As opposed to, if I would have stayed there, they wouldn't have arrested me. They would have been, hey, little kid,
Yeah.
But I took off running and hitting an abandoned house bathtub. So then I had that walk of shame. So they put me in the handcuffs and walked to my house.
Wow.
And I just remember hearing the kids on the block's parents saying, "Oh, you can't hang out with him no more." Right? And believe it or not, that hurt my feelings more than anything.
Yeah.
It's because I remember after that, I thought, they were just saying it. And I remember going to the house to play with them, and their mom was like, "Who you playing with?" You ain't playing with him. And so just that feeling of alienation, feeling like a social pariah, definitely shaped a lot of things, right?
Yes.
But as opposed to me running from that, I engaged in it more. And I think I lost my first friend. He got killed when I was 11. So to this day, I think I hate to say it, 16 of my friends have been murdered.
Oh, my.
I've seen 3 of them murdered. I've seen 2 people hang themselves.
You've seen it?
Yes. So it's
Did they say they were gonna do it?
no, but they didn't say it explicitly.
I gotta do the over 60 thing
Okay.
because I'm
Come
over
back.
60. You keep talking,
Yes, keep
right? This is the first time ever.
This is
Lisa.
my podcast.
Yeah.
With Frank and Lisa. Welcome to our world.
That's funny. Yeah, so they didn't say it explicitly, right? But all the signs was there. The grief, the depression, all that, and sometimes I feel like I could have at least postponed it by just talking to them. But in the place that I was in, that would have been unfortunately a sign of weakness, and that's how we're trained, right? To show those type of emotions is a sign of weakness. Like I remember.
So you had a mask on. You
Had
were
a
just.
mask, 100%. Yeah, I remember once the dude actually went through it and killed himself, there was a guy who reacted adversely to it, and he was like crying, and he was hurting, and everybody seen that weakness, and they made him a target,
Oh, wow.
right? And I seen it, and I was just thinking, man, I'm in a very dark place,
Yes.
right? And so, this started my journey in prison, and while I'm in there serving a 15-year sentence, to which I beat 4 life sentences prior to that. They charged me with 4 crimes that would have gotten me 4 life sentences to be clear. And they ended up giving me 15 out of it, right? And so from that, when I'm in there and I see that initially as part of the journey, and I'm realizing there's 2 things that's gonna happen. Either I'm gonna succumb to it and become even darker, or I'm gonna change it and be that light. So every day while I was in there, I was like, how am I going to make sure I'm a light to the people that's in there so maybe they can be a light to their people? So every day I studied, I was one of the few people who were able to create what we call them cars in prison. And it's a group of people, whether it's your gang, whether it's your religion. So what I worked on was bringing all different gangs, nominations into a car. That's what we call it. And so you'll come by and see me working out. You'll have what we call the Pisces with me. I have the Sureños, I even have the GKI, Northside, the Bloods, the Crips, GDs, Muslims, Crips, all working out with me. Right? And so when I did that, I realized that if we come together, we can change this narrative.
Come on, man.
Right? We can change it. And it first starts with us having these conversations. So when I was in prison for nearly a decade, I'm preparing to do that. And when I got out of prison, I was afforded the opportunity by a good friend of mine named Robert Andrews, who we're still really great friends to this day, to come on to Community Works. I started off as a volunteer, right? No, participant, and I volunteered for nearly 2 to 3 years. After that, I became the site director, vice president, senior VP, and then COO. Up until February 1 of this year, until we decided to step out on our own thing and do Community Anchor Academy.
Nice. Wow.
What a story.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wow, Lisa,
Yeah.
what you got?
Yeah.
I mean, no pressure.
That's what I get for getting her last. To go after Joaquin.
Right. Yeah, you guys on the bring, young lady. I know you do.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about you.
So a little bit about my background is I'm Colorado Springs native.
Oh, we'll get your autograph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, born and raised here, my hometown. I started getting in trouble at a young age. I think that was more just like peer pressure, and I didn't really know my identity and my worth back then. So I got involved with gangs, dated gang members, the party scene, just kind of that fast life. I think when I was like 14, I got into a relationship that was very abusive for 7 years. I was getting beaten and brutally like beat up all the time, and mental abuse, emotional abuse, and it just really like took me down a very dark path.
Did your parents not know, or were they just not?
There was
aware of your life?
signs, yeah, they would ask, but I would always lie and cover up, and I was just very like defensive over the situation because I didn't know, how to handle it. Didn't have anybody to talk to about it. And so 7 years, I believe, of like that was like my childhood still, kind of, because I was 14 until I was almost 22 years old. And then I had my daughter out of that relationship, my oldest daughter, who's now 24. But she changed my life for the better. So I mean, there was a blessing that came out of all that. And there's a reconciliation story with my abuser, and a beautiful redemption story with that, and my daughter's father. So it all ended well. But I think what I learned through the struggles of life is how to be resilient.
Her favorite word.
Yeah. I mean, I look at myself now and the battles that I still face, and I feel like I've had a lot of battles throughout my childhood, my adulthood, and I just become more resilient and a stronger leader, because how can you lead others if you've never, had to lead or be led by others who came across your life to share an inspiring story, a testimony that changed your life, So I feel like I have a story, and other people had a story for me throughout my life that changed my life. And so I don't regret anything that I went through. I had an alcohol addiction for about 13 years. That I don't regret it, because now I have compassion for people with addiction, and I understand it from my point of view a little bit, but I also know that some people struggle a little bit different and harder sometimes. So it's opened my eyes to the addiction world, recovery world, and stuff like that as well. And it's possible for everybody to overcome addiction. But I think in my marriage, there was also some battles. I met my husband, Estephan, who was supposed to be here, through a drug deal in a parking lot. So I'm gonna try to sum all this up, because Yeah, there's a lot to my story, but I'll just sum it up. So I met him in a drug deal of a parking lot. If he wasn't dealing to me, he was dealing to a friend of mine. We crossed paths. I like to say we both had broken paths at the time. So we came together, tried to fix each other for 6 years. Didn't work. We made it worse because we needed help, you know. We were both broken and shattered on the inside from just our childhood and different issues in our life. So he went back to prison. We got married through the mail in prison.
Wow.
So 6 years of that was
I've never
still
met a
addiction.
woman, I've heard of women who do
Who've
that.
done? And never in person.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're famous now.
I mean, really.
Yeah, it was. I didn't even know it could be done, but I did it. So yeah, our first marriage was in prison, and then in 2008 I filed a divorce after 6 years of being married to him because there was just a lot of turmoil. There was a lot of strife, a lot of division. We were, like I said, both messed up. He had addiction really bad. I still had addiction.
No therapy was happening at this
No.
point.
And we would go to church, and but it was like back then we would go and leave the same.
Yeah.
Because we weren't ready to like give up everything. We were still holding on too tight, you know, to our former life. And so it was like in and out of that situation, and then he got sick, and it brought us back together through an illness and a tragedy and a miracle in the end of that. So it was like a 9-month journey of going to the hospital. In the beginning, I hated him. I didn't even want to take him back. But God had other plans, and he brought restoration through that tragedy in the hospital. And then he gave him a life-saving liver transplant because his was from alcoholism. He had cirrhosis. They said, you know, he didn't deserve it, but God had the final say with that.
My
And
friend
so-
Ron Young had a liver kidney.
No,
transplant.
kidney.
And kidney transplant,
Yeah, it's a big deal. I mean,
It is a big deal. Yeah.
he had like a lot of odds against him, but it was miraculous. So after that, in 2009, when he got that, we were on a road of restoration, reconciliation. We just jumped right in and started our program, Second Chance Thru Faith.
Well, before you go into that, because I
Sure.
want people to understand the origins.
Yes,
What
yes,
you guys
yes.
are trying to do
Okay.
through that ministry as
Sure.
well, and how God brought you to a place of really launching that. But going back to Bobby, right
Yes.
quick here, my friend, because you're the executive director, Rep Your Recovery.
Rep Your
Yeah, okay. Right. First of all, where did that name come from?
So in the beginning, you know, when I first got here, like I say, I kind of fell into the recovery scene. My sister, you know, she was just like, I was struggling with the heroin addiction, so I was trying to overcome them withdrawals, and I needed a community to go relate to what I was going through. The church was there, but I needed a community, man. And so so that kind of got that experience under their belt to help me navigate this, because I had no clue what I was doing. I knew how to do all that, but I didn't know how to do this.
Right.
And so I started to go to the meetings, man, and after a while, it was still kind of like, and I'm not knocking everything that goes on. I'm just saying, for me, at some point, I needed to break free of the sadness. I wanted to be excited about the new life. I wanted to rep that. I've been repping this. Why not rep our recovery? Why not be excited? Why not go out there and shout that at the highest mountains? Like, hey man, I don't want to identify as being broken or sad no more. I want to be excited about this, man. So I came up with the name Rep Your Recovery.
Yeah. How long has this ministry been going?
Only since 2020, actually. Like, really, I still haven't really fell into the role of it. It just started off as a ministry. Like, we just thought, if I could just get people to come to this style of a class or a meeting, then they would kind of just see that we're all in search of the same thing. And so then the community just blew up overnight. And so we just
Do you know Rob
fortunate.
Decker?
I do,
Oh,
right?
yes.
Lions. Yeah, I know. Oh, hey, so these guys all had kind of like path in my life, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
because one time we were in a meeting and Bob was speaking and he says that God was calling his warriors to the Colorado Springs area to create this movement, an army, building an army. And when he said that, I thought that was prophetic, because I was like, what? I was on fire. Like, and I had never felt that kind of stuff before. I was like, what? I felt like I was being electrocuted. I was like, what? I was sold right there. I was like, where do I sign up? And it kind of took off from there.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, praise God. Yeah, that's amazing stuff. And for you, you know, what's the genesis of Wealthy, my friend? Why and why now? And what are you trying to bring the community through this?
To be quite frank, no pun intended.
Yeah.
We want to make the healthiest workforce in the nation. Right? And so that's
a
the
vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you know, just from, you know, being in executive leadership for so long, what I've realized is that a lot of our people are hurting, and it plays out into their work, and then they're not able to stay at work, and then it creates this cycle, right? And so, by implementing therapeutic utility of employment, by also having a place where they can come work out and hang out at, creating those pro-social activities is what's going to, I think, benefit our community. And also,
Can you explain that for our listeners, the therapeutic, would you say
therapeutic utility of employment. I
Yes.
kind of made it up. Go ahead.
Yeah. So if you want to unpack that a little bit, so everyone can understand.
Absolutely. So what we're in the process of doing, rather, is creating kind of like transitional jobs for our people where they come, and if they're not quite in a place to go work here, right, to where they could be their best selves, they can develop that skill set and still get the help they need, and we can work with their schedule. And then once they're able to get to the next level, they can become a community anchor and go to, you know, work with somebody, and then do the same process with somebody else.
Yeah. There's a gap, Lisa, in the minority community in their embracing of the health side. Talk to us about that.
Oh yeah. Actually, we just did a little health expo on Saturday.
Oh, cool.
Right, and so what we're trying to do is really get people more involved in their health, because, and I'm gonna say this, a lot of times, Blacks and Hispanics, we say, oh, that's white people stuff.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But health is everybody's.
Everybody's
Exactly.
stuff.
We're all human. We have the human body.
It's human stuff.
Right. Eating healthy, watching your
That's amazing.
cholesterol,
Yeah.
all that. We do all that over there. Well, we teach you how to watch your cholesterol and how that plays out when you're at work, right?
Yeah.
So being in a position to where we can speak to that population, fill that gap in that void, I think is going to really start, you know, changing, you know, the current health status of our community.
Well, be encouraged that Frank and Lisa are aligned with the vision that you have there. And we're very proud to be able to make sure that we accelerate the message that you're trying to get out, because we can live better, longer. And I've been resistant. I came up in the South, right? You know what I mean?
I'm always bugging him though, being healthier, walking, getting his steps in, eating better, not drinking Monsters.
Oh, I don't drink Monsters.
What'd you drink last week?
That was
Red Bull.
I had 2
Red
Red
and
Bulls.
Monsters. Stay away from
I've
that.
had 2 Red Bulls in 7 years.
But he happened to do it in front of me.
It's a process.
Well, I did that just so that you could go off.
Yeah.
You feel better?
Yes.
Okay, all red and stuff.
Right now.
Yeah. Good thing we're friends, right?
What's 5 things you say to the face?
Love that.
Oh, I just love Lisa. Colorado Springs loves Lisa as well, so I can't get on it too bad because there'd be some dudes out there.
Yeah.
Right? You guys are the big brothers in the city, yeah. I left fighting a long time ago. Yeah. So Second Chance Thru Faith, young lady.
Yes.
When was it founded and why?
2009, and
Wow, 15
honestly,
years old.
just out of our vision that God gave us, out of the testimony that we came from growing up in this neighborhood, being in gangs. We started like a gang intervention program with it that grew. We started in the schools, and then it expanded into the juvenile facilities and DHS. We got contracts with DHS, DYS, and then eventually like a grant through the court system.
It's a nonprofit organization.
Yes,
Right.
nonprofit.
So what do you guys
Yeah.
do?
So we mentor at-risk youth, and we kind of just like become like family to them. It's very genuine, very pure. We just walk alongside of them. It was very demanding at times, a lot of crises, a lot of getting involved, you know, with the family stuff, and you know, your whole heart goes into it, and sometimes that's hard because you see a lot of tragedy, a lot of death, a lot of addiction, and a lot
How
of
do you take
young
care of
persons.
yourself seeing all this
Yeah.
stuff, young lady? How do you and Estephan, your hubby,
Yes, yeah.
take care of yourselves, given that this is what you're dealing with day in and day out?
That's been hard, and we've tried to find balance with that because we didn't really have that in the beginning years. So I think probably like the first 10 years, we were just going, like going on a rat race kind of. And then I think the last 5 years, we've really noticed it taking a toll on us. And I'll just be transparent. It
Yes.
started to burn us out. It started to wear us
Imagine.
out.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, emotionally, especially him, because he's in the trenches. He's so close to the kids. Like, it's like burying your own son sometimes when these kids die, you know. And so we've had to take a lot of breaks, a lot of rest time, and go just out of town sometimes, talk to other counselors, talk to pastors, talk to friends and connections. You know, it was hard to balance the marriage, our own kids. Our youngest son grew up in it since he was 3 years old. So it was hard because like he has a heart to help too, but then these kids are his age. So it was like a little bit of an influence on him at the same time too, and they're not doing good things, you know. So it was just, we made a lot of failures. we didn't learn but by our failures, you know.
Yeah.
We learned a lot and got a lot of expertise through what didn't work and what did work, you know.
Okay.
So
You know, great conversations like this, Lisa, always makes the time fly.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
just does. That's just the way it is. So one thing that we do on this show, because the whole point of our show is to infuse hope and encouragement into society, right? I'm unabashedly, I'm an ordained minister myself, and I don't hide from my faith, and a homeless guy when I came into Colorado myself, living in Acacia Park, and et cetera. And so my life has been very transparent about what God has done. You know, I've been in this thing for 40 years now in Christianity, and it's been like everyone else, ups and downs of it, and et cetera, but still standing, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, we're still standing. And that's what we're trying to get other people to do, is just stand.
yeah.
So I want you to look at that camera right there and tell our audience something hopeful and encouraging today, and also tell them how to reach you at Second Chance.
Okay. I would just like to say to anybody that's listening, there's always hope found in Christ. There's always hope found in having faith in what God has for you. And in the darkest times of your life, the brightest place to look for the light is in faith in God and getting a foundation in Him. And you'll find your identity, your worth, your purpose. You'll find healing. You'll find freedom in His presence. He is a deliverer. He is an encourager, the greatest encourager. The Holy Spirit comforts us in our hardest times. So if there's anybody out there struggling with a brokenness in your heart, brokenness in your life, addiction, He's here to set you free. He's here to heal that brokenness inside of you. And He's the way, the truth, and the life. And He is a foundation that can be stood on and that will not let you down and will not be shaken. You can reach us at Second Chance Thru Faith on we have a Facebook page, as well as if you just Google Second Chance Thru Faith or gang intervention, it'll pop up. We also have some new things that we are collaborating with, reentry, going into the prisons. Also, I'm doing consulting. I have a master class coming up May 15th. I want to help other people with nonprofits and businesses, strategies. I don't know it all, but I do have 15 years of experience in some areas that I would love to help anybody with, and just encourage you. And all of us here are just here for that. So God bless you all.
Amen. Thank you.
Mic
Yes,
drop.
yes.
Yeah.
You're the same thing, my friend. I want you to look at that camera, tell our audience something encouraging and hopeful today, and also give them some contact information on how to reach you.
All right. So for me, I believe that community is everything. I believe that if we can find the right community where we can share our life's experiences, and then not only the bad, but how we come out of that. I believe that if we come together, we have the answers to all of our problems. We just have to be open about it. We have to be transparent. We have to be willing to get in there and stay in there. You can't just get in there, get a taste of it, and then step away because life seems to get more crazier at that moment. So for us, coming out of prison, gang-related, at risk, anything that's involved people where you think there is no more hope, we're here to provide that hope with you, not for you, but with you.
Yes.
We don't offer solutions, we offer options, man, but we're here to walk it out with you. So Rep Your Recovery is located at the Sanctuary Church, 1930 West Colorado. That is where our office space is, and you can catch us there anytime throughout the week.
Rep Your Recovery.
Yes,
Great,
sir.
Galindo.
Thank
Yes, yes, love you, brother.
Love you.
Right. Yeah, he's moving that camera around for you to do the exact same thing, Joaquin.
We believe in dropping jewels. That's how I do it, right? The jewel is like some knowledge, it's a nugget of knowledge. So I want to leave you with 3 jewels. First one is always be moving, stay consistent, right? The next one is maneuver, right? So that's being able to navigate the barriers and move around them and stay focused. The last one is manifest. I want everybody to focus on not just having hope, but focus on manifesting what you're hopeful for, right? So I'm from WHealthy, WHealthy. We are at 121 East Bijou. We're a gym and juice bar that focuses on community as well as corporate wellness. So we have options for corporate companies to do their corporate wellness through our organization. And then that leads into actually donating that money into our nonprofit, which is Community Anchor Academy. Community Anchor Academy focuses on creating community anchors, which is support systems that help people manifest their ideas and get jobs and careers and create jobs.
Wow. Yeah, and they reach you just by Googling Wealthy?
Yes, you can Google Wealthy. Make sure you put the W and the H together. Or you can put the Community Anchor Academy.org, which is our website.
Right. What a great show.
This has been great. Thank you
Yeah.
guys. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect, actually. I sent Bobby a friend request on Facebook. You're not on LinkedIn though, right?
No,
can
I
find
am,
you
but
on
under the SRC when I started off originally with them.
LinkedIn. Okay. And then I gotta connect with you for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love your story.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, Bobby was going, Lisa, you know her. I said, well, really, I don't.
No, love each other, maybe.
We don't love each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you
it's
so much.
great meeting you. I look forward to meeting you, hubby,
Yes.
as well. I have met your bride, and I have met your bride as well. So, great people in the community, Lisa, doing amazing things. You know, until the transparency, because my daughter doesn't mind me telling this either. I was an alcoholic as well, but she was a meth addict here in the Springs. My youngest daughter was, and now she's the CEO of a very large company. So God has really changed the trajectory of her life. All 3 of my children are C-suite executives in business, doing amazing work. So, and it's been just a great ride, great transformation for this young lady as well. You know, we all got stories, right?
Man.
We all got stories. Don't ever look at the outside and think people ain't gone through it. We've been through a lot. And I know this has really blessed you guys in our community, having a great Joaquin, Mobley, Bobby Galindo, and Ms. Lisa Medina on with us today on the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa as we overcome our colds and
Yes.
come out on Monday just for you. Hey, listen, guys, if you want your business out in front of our audience with a potential reach of nearly 50,000 people a week on our show and growing, go to beencouraged.net. Sign up to sponsor our show. Some really low barrier to entry sponsorship opportunities for you, and it promotes your company and gives you opportunity for the exposure that you're looking for in our community as well, and internationally as well, right, Lisa?
Yes, we're now doing live Instagram interviews. We did one this morning. So also, if you guys know of any business owners around the world, connect us to them, because we've already been in 7 different countries.
7 or 8 countries,
Yeah, on
yeah.
these Instagram live interviews.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really exciting movement of the infusing encouragement and hope. So,
Indeed,
yeah.
because this is a space that humanity needs.
That's
right.
It is unlimited because the world is a mess.
Yeah.
Right,
Hot
I
mess.
think it's a hot mess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all of our responsibility to change the narrative, not just talk about it,
That's right.
but do something. And we've had 3 great people on today that are doing something about it.
Yes,
Thank you all for your sacrifice into humanity. Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa. Hour number 1 is through. We'll be back with some more incredible guests for hour number 2. Thank you for being with us.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Be Encouraged show with Frank and
Lisa.
we are so glad that you would join us on Motivation Monday. We are going into hour 2, Lisa, here.
We
How you
are.
doing?
We're doing great.
You hanging in?
We both are just fighting a little allergy, cold, something. But we're good.
That's right.
We're here.
We are.
We didn't want to let our guests down.
That's
So
right.
we are
And we
here.
have some amazing guests in hour number 2, Lisa. Why don't you introduce them to us?
Okay, well, first, I must introduce our panel host, the queen herself, Miss Stevie Winsborrow. For those of you
Chef
who don't know her,
Stevie!
prior band member, singer. She has a beautiful voice.
Yes.
I love it when she stops into my karaoke events. It's
Which
fabulous.
is so rare. You need to come more.
Yes, you do need to come. So, Miss Stevie and her husband Will, their focus with Chronology, their focus is on functional wellness and slow aging. Slowing down the aging process, that's amazing. To help you feel fantastic and heal through food, movement, and a healthy lifestyle.
Welcome, Stevie.
Welcome, Stevie.
Yes.
And to our left here, Miss Jamie Holligan with Silver Keys in the house. She's the director of volunteers, events, and community engagement. She's usually at every event. I always ask her to get me a ticket in because I'm a fun date, right?
Yes.
She knows what's up. He's just jealous because he wants in too. So +2, ever have tickets. Welcome, Jamie. Silver Key has great events. That's why I'm doing this push publicly.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I
I'm
love
having to
Silver
check
Key.
in on her today, right?
And I love the senior community, as you know. So
Yeah, that's why we're friends.
yeah.
Because I'm in the community.
Yes. And I drag him around all the time. Like there's no
Remember.
slowing down, right?
No slowing down.
Nope.
That's right.
Keeps you healthy. And
Should
to
try
my
it,
right here, we have Mr. Bill McIntosh with Complete Protection Insurance. He is a Midwest native, settled in Colorado 19 years ago. He's navigated various industries, which culminated him founding Complete Protection Insurance. And he has a passion for family, community service, and mission work. Bill and his beautiful wife, Kathy. Love
Kathy!
her. Hi, Kathy. They aim to expand their outreach to over 2,500 families. Always good to have a goal.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
How many families are you at now?
Right about 1,000.
Okay,
That's all
right
right.
on.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, and Cineura?
Cineura.
Oh, you even
Cineura.
asked. Okay, Cineura Dantzler is in the house. A dedicated mom, wife, athlete, and successful entrepreneur. She thrives on balancing her varied roles with passion. She likes to run. She likes to bowl. Those are her hobbies.
I like the bowl.
Just another.
Do you still bowl?
I hadn't bowled in a while.
Can you bowl?
I can bowl.
Okay, we need to do a
Yeah.
bowling
Yeah, I was
thing.
in a tournament yesterday.
Oh, were you?
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, which roll?
It was
For
at Peaks.
I mean, what did you roll on your 3-game series?
It was actually 4 games,
Oh.
and it was, I think, 689 or something.
689.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. We made it to that first round and didn't get to the next round for the cash out, but that's okay. We've got another one next weekend, so.
And Cineura also represents Legal Shield. Let's go Legal Shield. I have Legal Shield. I love Legal Shield. I have it for my business. I have it for personal. Yeah, all of
I've had
them.
it for years.
Yeah,
Kept me
it's
out of
really
jail.
good.
My kids were growing up. I mean.
Oh, wow. Only Frank has that testimonial.
That's a good testimonial.
Yes.
It was a thing, I'm telling you. Yeah, so, yeah.
Got you out of jail or your kids out of jail?
I kept my kids out of jail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 25 years where I've had legal shield.
I didn't know that they could help.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
they- oh, yeah. Really?
Oh, yeah.
On their biggest parts.
Yes.
Oh,
And help your kids, your family, spouse.
Well, I know it helps the
partner,
kids,
yeah,
but I
all of
didn't
that.
know if they're in a
In a
situation
situation.
like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
and all
It
sorts of
cost us
situations.
thousands of dollars if we hadn't had legal shield to represent us.
Well, I'm glad I have fingers crossed. I have two very good 14-year-olds today, so let's pray that
Every
stay on
parent
track.
says that.
I know.
You know, except me. I say I have kids.
No,
Sometimes
they
they're
really do.
good,
Well, it could be-
sometimes they're not,
It
right?
could be good It could be good kids just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yes, that's
With the
right.
wrong people.
We
Yes.
do that most of
There
us
we
to
go.
cover ourselves, but we don't want to be seen as bad parents.
Oh, no.
So nobody
I will
says,
say
my
they're
big
bad.
kids suck. Man, I tell you, they are horrible, right? Reflection on us, right?
No, I'll be honest about it. I have two older daughters, so I've been down that road. That's why I'm saying fingers crossed for these next two.
Yeah, they're gonna be fine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know them.
Yeah.
All right, Stevie, let's start with you with your bad self.
First, we'd like for you to sing a song. No, I'm just kidding. I should have whipped out a guitar. Do you play the guitar? Yes, see? Oh, I think it's
Well.
We never brought this up in our one-to-one.
I know, I got
Very
a
rusty.
on a lot of people. Just
You guys need to get a little deeper.
I got
Yes.
deeper.
Right, yeah.
I go deep on my one-to-one.
Yeah.
Well, Stevie is a native of somewhere near New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah, in New
New
Orleans.
Orleans.
New Orleans. Yeah. What brought you to our fine city?
Hurricane Katrina.
Wow. Tell us about the journey.
Oh, well, just, I didn't have a job, my husband didn't have a job, my kid's school was damaged, so when you're trying to homeschool middle schoolers, when you've not homeschooled them yet, that doesn't work. So, we just said, let's go somewhere. We did this on a map, and here we are.
Did you lose your home and your
I had
belongings?
some damage to my home, but I didn't lose it.
Okay, so you just packed everything up,
Yep.
took off to Colorado.
Yep,
You and Will.
we've been
And
dating
the
for a
kids.
month.
You've been dating for a month. Are you
We
serious?
were friends for years, though. We already knew each other well.
Friends with benefits.
Oh!
Just friends.
Why do you have to go? She's sick. She's not feeling. She's not feeling well.
Yeah, I do.
Scratch that.
What happens on video stays. I'll own it. Anywho, yes?
I'm gonna sit next to you. Pretend I don't know her for the rest of the show.
And she's red. And she's lobster red.
You don't have to answer
And
that
being a
question.
personal trainer and being healthy, I have plenty of benefits now.
Yes, yes,
So,
you do.
yes,
Yes.
no complaints.
And with that.
You okay there?
Nobody told me what
You're
type of
right.
show this
You're
is.
actually
Nobody told me what kind of show it was either, Bill.
Every show is different. It's so fun.
Lisa's not quite herself. She'll be back next week with the regular Lisa. Right?
Yes.
Cineura.
Yes.
Did I see it right?
Cineura.
Cineura.
The
Like,
spelling,
you guys-
the spelling is.
Here,
It
here's
is
an
crazy.
easy way to remember it. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Harry Belafonte, correct?
Yes.
Yes, he has a song, Jump in Time, Shake, 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 Sonora.
Yes.
That is my name.
Sonora.
Sonora.
Okay.
Is that where it came from?
We're gonna go with that. 'Cause that's an amazing story. That's what we're gonna go with. But it's also a conversation piece. However, there is a desert by the same name, of course spelled differently, and a beautiful flower, same name, not as beautiful as I, but that is my name, Sonora.
So were your friends hippies or what?
No, but my mom loved Harry Belafonte. That was one of her favorite.
Oh, okay, it was the
You
song.
that's
couldn't
okay.
get farther from hippie than there.
Well, she said from the flower.
Well, we were talking about the beauty of the flower.
The beauty of the flower.
And how she was
I'm
more
more
beautiful
beautiful
than
than that flower, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
need to go
Come
home
on,
too.
Did you take some meds for that?
No,
No, she's fine.
Oh my God, help me.
But yeah, so now we've got the name out of the way. So
We do.
Sonora, yes.
Yeah, so Sonora, tell us a little bit about your journey, my friend.
So my journey here in Colorado Springs was quite fun and unique I'm here with my husband and our kids. We have 13, don't ask, because you're gonna not believe me, but we do.
Did you birth 13 kids?
I did not. I birthed 4 myself,
Okay.
but we do have 13 children. We have 4 grandbabies, as well as 7 fur babies, and we also have 2 grand snakes, 2 grand chinchillas, and then also 2 grand tortoises, and that completes.
Do you have a ranch?
We don't. They
Oh
don't all
my
live with us.
gosh.
They're scattered all over the United States, which is wonderful and really fun when we do go out for visits.
Do you have any children living at home still?
We have 1 and a half. I'm glad you asked.
Okay.
So why is it a half, you ask? Well, we have a college. She's officially a senior now because the school year is over. She's up in Gunnison at Western Colorado.
Western, I have a
Yes.
grandson that just dropped out from there.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry to hear that.
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I think that was a
He didn't like
good
it.
transitional
It was a good
move for him.
transition.
He's going into the Air Force.
Good for him.
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
think where he is in life, that's a great
Yeah,
move
That
for
is
him.
good. Well, she's only home 3 months out of the year, so that's why we call her half kid.
Oh.
And then we also have a
That's
high schooler, which he'll be a senior in about 2 more weeks when the season, not the season,
Yeah.
when the school year's over, so now we have 2 seniors in the house.
What school is he?
He's at Discovery Canyon.
Discovery Canyon?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, and so you live in Monument?
No, not in Miami, but kind of like on that border there of, what is that, District 20?
20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know where it is.
I love your last name. Is that your husband's
Dantzler,
name?
it is,
Yes.
that's where I got it from. He's a handsome, great guy.
Yeah.
How long you guys been married?
It'll be 24, what year is this? Yeah, 24 years. And September, well, sometimes you gotta think about that. And I'm getting a little old, like a little,
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Dantzler, that's kind of
Dantzler.
an athletic name.
It is,
So,
and that is very true. I know
Yeah.
where you're going, yeah.
yeah, so
So
tell us
we
about
are,
that.
our family is very athletic. We have, well, our kids, they run track year round, and then our son, he's in football, wrestling, and track as well at Discovery. And we have a wrestler family. My husband, 3-time state champions in the state of Illinois, and then we also have my brother-in-law who also wrestled for the Olympic team, and then our nephew right now is top
I
in
know,
the US
I
right
know,
now.
yes.
And my other nephews, we've got Tommy as well as a wrestler, and he wrestles for the US team as well too. So we've got a family of wrestlers.
Yeah.
So did you raise your kids wrestling, like just goofing off like that?
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you a wrestler as well?
No, I was not. The kids mostly, and I just follow along, and I'm definitely the cheerleader.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
awesome. Isn't that incredible?
So it's
Yeah,
really
I
great.
knew-
We're
I knew you
very
were
proud of
famous.
all of them, yes.
Yeah, can I have your autograph before you?
You can, it's not worth anything though, but I'll
It's
definitely
worth
give
something
it
to
you.
me.
I'll give it to you.
That's
Yeah.
smart, yes.
Well, I'm pretty impressed. Yeah, we needed a picture with her and a gal from the prior show. She got married by mail to a
To her
prisoner.
prison husband. Her husband was
No,
a
prison boyfriend.
He was, yeah, prisoner boyfriend.
And you can, yeah, but I've heard of this, but I've never met the lady.
Well, my brother did. Yeah, he was in
But I've
federal
not
for
met him.
18 years.
But I've heard of the ladies who do this, and now I met one in person. Have
Yeah.
you guys ever met one in person who's done this? Okay, so I'm.
But
the
she
only
was
one.
totally impressed by
I was
that.
totally impressed. I was like, oh,
So John, if you ever go to prison, remember
No,
you're
we're
married
already
to Lisa.
married.
You married someone that was in prison?
Oh,
I'm so confused over here.
This
Like,
is how
she totally lost me here. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh, you met someone, that's such a wonderful story.
It was cute. You'll have to watch the first show.
I will.
I'm red again.
You
Yeah.
are.
There's no man on earth that's more not prison mature than her husband.
John.
Oh, John, I apologize if you are seeing this, sir. But that's what I thought she said, but I am going to apologize, John.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yes.
No, he's one of our guests.
Okay.
Yes, not yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
Bill
well,
McIntosh. Let's move
Yeah,
on.
Bill.
You-
Bill sounds good. How's Kathy?
I don't know if she's watching, she might wonder what I'm showing.
She'll still love you.
Yeah, well, I'm sure she may. I've done a lot worse than going on with Frank and Lisa's show,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
I would hope so.
I don't know how I'll take that.
I said a lot, right?
Okay. Yeah, share a little bit about you, my friend.
So I grew up in Iowa, in a small town in Iowa, where with my dad, my mom, they were divorced, and so on the weekends I was in the farming country, and then in the city during the week, and so I kind of like the farming country. Kind of got a lot to me. Plus my family's pretty redneck, so it's fun to learn from them, and
We won't hold that against
that
you.
they have affected life, my life, for the better, I would say most times, because we're, Mr. Ma'am type of people all the time,
Yes.
I love that.
and I think that's really helped us in our business here, is just really respecting people. Sometimes it's harder in these days that, you say something wrong, but we love people, we love to serve. And I started in insurance about 12 years ago with farmers, and spent about 2.5 years with farmers, and then went independent. And
Well, what was the transition for you? Why did you decide to go independent?
farmers was a great training ground. They spent a lot of money training me, but it just wasn't a good fit for me at the time. They were more expensive than everybody else, and so I'm not really a good salesperson. So if you're going to sell something that's more expensive, you kind of got to be a good salesperson. And so I switched over to being independent. I went back to school at a Bible college up in Woodland Park, and
Were they Karis?
Karis, yeah.
It's the only one.
Yeah. There's not much in
I'm
Woodland
like,
Park.
what are
you know,
you
so-
talking about?
But Karis Bible College, and I just kept on working just with our students till 2018, and then my wife came and worked with us in 2018, and we've been building, a pretty decent insurance business since then. My wife's been, she's been a rock star. She likes doing the computer stuff a lot better than I do. I love coming out and meeting people, loving people. And she can sit in the office for hours and just do what she does,
Great.
So,
Yeah, it's a good.
yeah, it is a
balance.
great team,
Yeah.
so,
It takes
definitely.
a certain personality to be behind a computer.
And we also,
My wife
just,
does that well as well. So.
our just what we're doing in insurance has allowed us to continue a nonprofit that we started, where we support missionaries all over the world, and do all their back office, help them fundraise, and then
What is that called?
it's called To the World Ministries.
To the World.
Yeah,
Okay.
we take young people on mission trips, usually almost every year, right before they go off to the universities.
Okay.
What if they're not going to the university?
Oh, but they can still go with us.
They
We
can.
love.
How do they get on the list?
This year I haven't put one together, and it's seniors, and my daughter's a senior, so it's weird that we haven't got it on there, but it's just been so busy at the office. But just let us know if they're if they want to see something that's different than here. It's amazing how that impacts their lives when
Yeah.
you see these people that don't have anything, but they're happier than us, and they're more generous than us. And so
Isn't that something?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's not really something, because I tell you, possessions create deficits.
That's
in
true.
humans. It doesn't,
Yes.
yeah, it's not like we think it does. We think with the more that we garner, the more stuff we have, that's prosperity, but it creates deficits in humans, because it doesn't help us to value one another to the greatest degree. It really does, and that's why our country's in horrible shape, even though we have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Take a drink.
I do, ask her.
Jamie, it's your turn.
Okay.
So tell us, who is Miss Jamie?
Hi, guys. Well, I'm Jamie Halligan. I'm actually a Colorado Springs native. I feel like an extinct bird. There's a lot of transplants
Yes.
come in, which is great. We embrace them. But
Thank you.
went to Colorado High School right down the road, and college in Boulder, and my master's at CTU. And I've worked in higher education for many years. But my current job was Silver Key. I absolutely love it. I'm in my 5th year. And aging is the one common life experience
Yes.
that we all share.
Yep.
And that's what I love about it, because all of us have seniors and elders in our lives, and have people that we love on and care about. And Silver Key.
Oh, we are them.
Yes. Well, aging is all of us,
It's
right?
all of us, yes. I
Yes.
love that tagline. Right, it is. It's something. I want to age, because I want to live.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. You want to live, you got to age, right?
Yeah.
I don't care how much anti-aging you do, the numbers still roll.
So
Might go
Jamie,
to something
is your
that's
whole
good.
family here?
My parents are in town, my brother and
I've
his family
seen
are in
them.
Maryland. But my parents, I wrote them into 3 days a week at Silver Key. They're retired teachers.
Oh, that's cool.
And they help out at one of our Connections cafes and then also in our food pantry.
I
And
haven't met them
they
yet.
love it. Oh,
I
there you go,
gotta
see
meet
that.
them.
They're
Okay,
incredible.
please introduce
Oh,
them to me if
absolutely,
I can
I will.
agree with
Yeah,
that.
that's right. You got such an amazing daughter.
Well, thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I learned about, giving back and philanthropy and service at a young age. I was doing things with National Charity League and things with various park cleanups and, Honor Society and just various groups that we did different projects. And it was just taught me to have a servant's heart from an early age.
And you survived older.
I did.
Hallelujah.
I loved it. Yes.
Are you still single?
I date here and there, but yeah, I mean, I'm divorced, so.
I dated her in there.
Yeah. It's
She's single, guys.
She's
Just,
single.
we thought we'd throw that in for free.
Yes.
It's challenging.
Yes. It is hard to find a good one, but some are out there.
Yeah, but you're a testimony.
Yes,
It
I'm
can be
testimony.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife's a testimony. It can be done.
Yeah, you're the best catch ever, Frank.
That was hard for you to say, wasn't it?
Just agreeing. Love you.
Oh, my.
Well, it's actually perfect that you're sitting next to Stevie because she helps with nutrition, wellness, fitness for the aging.
Well, and you were talking about we all gotta live, you're given so many years, right? Why would you live for half of them and then sit and wait to die for the other half?
Exactly.
I want our people to, we've got a 93-year-old in one of our classes at a retirement village that we teach at, and she's actually making progress. So I tell people, if she can do it, you can do it.
Tell me.
There's no,
Take that.
it's over and I'm just waiting. No,
Yeah.
age is just a number.
You can tell by your whole countenance changed when you started talking about
Yes.
that. How dare you wait and die?
She's passionate about it. It's true though.
Well, I mean, I'm in way better shape than I was in my 20s,
Mm.
and so many people think that, I'm 40 now, I guess this is why I hurt. No, the human body's amazing. You can change it. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Yes.
I've known people, there's this woman who was 78 years old. She was diabetic, she was overweight, she never exercised a day in her life. Now she's a power lifter. She didn't start until she was in her 70s. I posted it on our group.
Power lift.
Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't matter how old you are, you can be healthy and you can do things and live life.
Bam. Power lifting.
There we go, mic drop.
Yeah.
So, Cineura,
Cineura.
you were
Cineura.
raised in an athletic family. Like, what was that like? Was it just expected, or what did your parents do? Like, how did that, unpack that a little bit, what it was like to grow up like that?
So basically, we just did it. That's really a tagline on that one, right? We just actually just did it.
Did the
we
90
have-
approach.
We have basically just natural athletic talent in our family. It's God given, and we appreciate that so much that God has given us those athletic talents to be able to go out and just do it. And that's what the kids basically they just do.
Did you have any
So-
siblings who weren't athletic and they felt like an outcast or anything like that?
No, they
Or
were
you
athletic,
all are
they
just
chose
amazing?
not to do it, and we just kind of
Okay.
did a little bit more of it. So that's just basically how that goes.
Okay.
But it's fun and exciting though, right? And kind of like what Stevie is saying, and also what Damon is saying as well too, that it doesn't matter how old you are, you can always just be athletic, just jump out and just go out there and do it. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Yeah.
That's right.
You actually hurt less when you move more.
That is true.
Have you heard of Wealthy downtown on Bijou? They were just our guests before, but their whole messaging is they want to teach the athletic.
Particularly to the minority community.
Yes.
Which lags way behind and really embracing healthy lifestyles and those types of
Because
things.
they're not raised like that.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to track their cholesterol, all that, and that's what they do in Wealthy. So I think it'd be great if you stepped in there and just share yourself and your legacy. Because they could probably use you as a speaker. Do you speak?
I do.
Yeah, let's do this.
I actually.
I'm a connector,
I
so
know,
I
right?
know you need to connect with them.
Me talking?
It's like, you know, pig's butt pork.
It's great, and it's great to, you know, be out in the community and share share with the community, you know, what it is that you do and what it is that I do, which is also part of what I do with my legal shield too.
Right.
You know, being able to get out there to the community, share with them our services as well too, because a lot of people don't know that, you know, we protect and empower people and they don't know those services exist. And that's important too, and not just in Colorado Springs, but throughout the state and throughout the United States as well too.
Yeah. How long have you been a Legal Shield representative?
Almost 5 years now, which is very exciting.
How did you come about?
Oh, now that's real funny too, I tell you. So it was introduced to my husband and then he showed me some information. I was skeptical on it. I was like, I don't know, because we're busy, honey. You know, we've got the kids and we're doing this and I run and you do this and you bowl and we bowl and it's just a lot. So I don't know if I can fit it into the schedule. But I was working with corporate America also and, you know, 70, 80 hours. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that. And probably you out in the audience can relate to that too, right? Exactly. Well, I threw that life away and I said, you know what, I'll try this out and started doing it literally just here and there, spare time. And then fast forward to today, remarkably enough, you wouldn't believe it though, I still only work the business part-time.
Wow.
Part-time, and I'm also what's considered a Colorado market leader. And what that means is that I have the opportunity, honor, and privilege to go out and share the information with our small business owners, their families, and their employees as employee benefits, which is really amazing and great. And that's actually a passion of mine too, because I get to see about all of these lives that I changed, because they didn't know these things were available to them.
Right.
And I'm making a difference with every life that I touch.
That's so
I
awesome.
love that.
I love
Thank
it.
you, Cineura.
Ah.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you're not ready to sign up now, I don't know. Exactly. Yeah, that's a wonderful service that you offer. Bill, I'm gonna come back to you, but before I do, I'm gonna turn to Jamie.
Yeah,
Jamie, we have some great things that are coming up.
we do.
Yeah, share with us about this.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, let me just give you guys a quick overview about Silver Key, and then I'm gonna go into the event, just in
Okay.
case somebody has not heard of us and
Yes.
what we're about. So Silver Key's been around for 54 years, founded in 1970. We help seniors in the Pikes Peak region, and we provide wraparound support in the form of like Meals on Wheels, transportation. We have 2 campuses. We have Senior Health and Wellness. We also have a Tri-Lake Senior Center with fitness classes, Tai Chi, line dancing, the whole gamut, a lot of fun activities.
Thrift shop.
Thrift shop.
Love the thrift shop.
Thrift shop at both locations. So I just want your listeners to be able to have awareness about what Silver Key is. And we're kind of debuting all of those services and inviting the community to our senior summit. It's on Thursday, May 16th. So
Awesome.
thank you guys for
Next
squeezing me in.
week. Yes.
So not this Thursday, but next Thursday. It's gonna be at the Great Wolf Lodge off I-25 and Interquest from May 16th from 9 to 2. Completely free event, free food, free
What time is
parking. It's between 9 and 2 on Thursday, May 16th. And it's gonna be absolutely amazing. So we'll have senior expo tables, resource tables, for people to peruse, get information. We're gonna have a speaker series with individuals like Chef Brother Luck. They're gonna talk about food as medicine, mental health. We're gonna have hydration, all these different things from guest speakers, as well as information about Silver Key. So
I had the privilege of speaking at one of your summits.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what,
Was that 2 years
about
ago?
2 years
2 years ago, yeah. This is
Yeah,
our third annual.
yes. Obviously, I didn't do well enough to get invited back.
Yeah, you know, you
Brother Love was
You're
invited.
great.
He cooks. He cooks the weight of the heart, baby. Straight
We
to
mix
the
it up a
belly.
little bit. We love it, guys. But you're coming, everybody's welcome, and it's gonna be an amazing event, just very community centric, so.
Yes, indeed.
We will be
yes.
there.
Very good,
Putting it on our calendar now.
very good.
We're putting it on the calendar.
Putting it on the calendar.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, we're looking forward to the Silver Key Senior Summit. Once again, my next Thursday, May 16th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Great Wolf Lodge. Be there. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of opportunities for you to connect with the resources in our community. So, from the team. So Bill, you started Complete Protection Insurance. Lots of stuff are happening in the insurance space.
Definitely.
Oh my word, I mean, it's been flipping. Talk to us about some of that and how you help people navigating the new life of insurance right now.
So in the last 2 years, we've seen most of the changes in the last 2 years. Most of that even happened, I would say, in the last year. But basically what's happening is in 2022, insurance carriers paid out $48 billion in claims. Well, they brought in premium, they brought in $40 billion. So there was a big deficit there, $8 billion or 20%, right, deficit. And insurance companies don't just make money on premium. They make money taking that premium, putting it into the market some way, and that's how they make a lot of their money. So it's not like there was a crazy, you know, they're not all dying, you know, but there is, but I believe it hit them hard. So they've been refocusing what they're doing. We've had carriers that have left Colorado altogether in the personal lines, so your home, your auto, renters, all those things have lost. So there's some carriers saying we're not going to do that. There's some carriers that got out of the market altogether here in Colorado, so they're not doing business or the personal lines. And then we've had ones say, oh, we used to insure this area, you know, it's a little bit higher fire danger or something. They said, no, we're not doing that. They really say, no, you can't write this zip code and this zip code. And so what does that do? When you don't have, when you have less companies selling the same amount of product, then the prices are gonna go up, way up. And so people, every day I look on Facebook and people are complaining about a 20, 30, 40, 50% increase. I personally have gotten, there was a company that sold out to one of my major carriers last year. They started transferring from the old company, and I've seen 300% increases going from that company. I think what they were doing, they knew they were going to sell, and so they were holding the rates down so they could get more customers, so they could be more profitable when they sold. And so I'm seeing 300% increases, you know, with some of those. And so what's that doing? That's hurting. You know, if you're a retired individual and you can't make any extra money, and the government, you know, gave you a 3% increase in your Social Security, and you took 30% just in your insurance, it's really getting people to think. And so what I feel like is happening in insurance right now is we're going back to what it used to be. So instead of filing a claim for a $3,000 claim, we're gonna raise our deductible to $5,000, and that's gonna save me, you know, $600, $700, $800 a year to do that. So I'm not gonna file a claim unless it's $6,000 or $7,000, you know. And so I think, and originally what insurance did was cover the house, right? If there was a fire, a total loss, then that's when the insurance would set up. Now, you know, over the last, I would say 15, 20, 30 years, insurance companies like, oh, I'll get them because we'll pay, you know, this little amount if they go with us as insurance. And so I think those benefits, they're still there in some of the things, but you don't want to use them because they're going to drop you maybe at renewal, or they're going to definitely raise your rates if you use those little things. And so I think people start cutting those back, increasing their deductibles to save money, which is scary too, because if you have a $5,000 deductible and we have a major hailstorm like we have here,
Exactly.
you know, and you got to pay that first $5,000, like, oh, now I got to figure out where to get that money out.
Right.
So that's what's kind of the crazy stuff. And so what we're doing is we're just have, you know, whenever the companies that I write through or somebody else comes to us and says, hey, do you want to write with us? I say yes, because that'll give me another opportunity to add to help my clients out. So maybe this company is real high this year, but I found this company that's a little bit lower, so we can move on over to them and save our customers money, you know. And we really worry about coverage, you know. We really want people to be covered, but then we're like, hey, please don't use this if you don't have to.
So,
Yeah.
So for small business, I know it's affected small businesses. My husband is a dance instructor part-time, but we have a dance studio downstairs. So there's a liability there, so we have special, what's it called?
Liability,
Yeah,
general liability?
Yeah, something for it, so that people, when they're walking from curbside down the sidewalk to get into the home, and they could potentially trip or fall, right? It's a dance. So now though, Karen Butcher's my insurance agent, and she's been looking and looking, and there are people who pulled out from that type of coverage.
Yeah, so I think what you're talking about pulling out is a personal insurance, homeowner's insurance with a general liability for a business
Yeah.
exposure on there.
Right.
And I mean, I would say for the last couple of years, that's been really hard to find, where most companies like, no, we don't want to put personal insurance and have a commercial liability down in the basements.
You would think with COVID though, and everyone who moved their businesses into their homes, besides just dancing, I know there's fitness instructors,
There's all kinds of stuff.
there's all kinds, but we're like honest about it,
Yep.
right? But I'm sure other people probably aren't reporting to their insurance.
That's
Is
exactly
that the
what's
thing?
going on.
That's it. You're
Yeah.
telling the
Yeah.
truth.
See,
Yeah,
we're just
so,
those people.
It's just, it's really, it's harder to find. You'll have to, a lot of times, go what we call E&S market. It's, they're not necessarily licensed to sell insurance here in Colorado. They don't pay into the Colorado Insurance Fund, and they can come in, they're huge companies, they can come in and insure you, and that's fine with the state. But if they go belly up, there's no coverage, there's no extra money from the state to step in and do anything. So, but they're huge companies like Lloyd's of London and stuff like that. So.
Well, thank you.
Thank
you. I don't feel
Interesting.
No.
Sure. We get yelled at daily, just so you know, we're like, no, we want you to pay 35% more on your insurance than you're yelling at me. I'd rather not move very much, and they just stay with me and very calm and collected, but that's not what happens.
Yeah. Well, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
Right,
out of
yeah.
time. Oh, it's time.
It's 12:42.
Yes.
Yeah,
Stevie.
yeah, Stevie.
Did you forgive me for a
No,
second?
I would never forget you. No, and plus your husband's buff, so.
For a good for a 55-year-old.
Yeah, so just you guys are doing such. I just love your space, actually. I really do, and I know you guys really have hearts.
Well, you haven't been to our space since we moved to a bigger one, have you?
Oh, no. Frank.
I've been,
Wow.
I saw that one. Yes, I've been.
It's amazing. Where are you looking?
We're still on bars,
Oh,
but
Barnes.
we're just, that
Across
was the
from Jordan's
easiest
high
move
school.
ever, to go from one office to the next one. We're like twice the size, I got a private massage room now.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
I got to have a massage too.
Did you? How was it?
She's amazing.
Is she?
Yeah.
Those are bad.
She also does Reiki, right? Yeah. She didn't do Reiki on me, but.
Ayurveda,
And classes.
fitness classes,
Yeah.
yoga classes, cooking classes.
See, Frank, we've all been there.
Yeah.
Frank, I'm not gonna lie, I have not been there. She doesn't even introduce me to him. And I'm like, I think I'm the one that needs her service.
Well, thank you for coming.
Okay.
Two dudes.
You know what?
She hasn't been there either.
Seriously.
50%.
Got two dudes. 80% of our clients are women. This is why women live longer than men. The men that we do have.
Oh, no, we're crazy, that's
Came
why.
with a woman or came because of a woman. Men don't take care of themselves when they get older. Why is that?
Say it, Stevie.
Say it, Lisa and Stevie. Yes.
Ego.
Yeah.
I got this, I don't need help.
Yeah,
And
stubbornness.
then they get hurt in the gym.
Yeah.
Why are you shaking your head like that?
That's a fact.
That's
Everybody knows what's up. There you go. Gwen says it.
You is even agreeing. Right? Yeah, you're
So
fine.
what were you
No.
asking me for?
We love you, Brandon.
I don't know. You doesn't matter what I was going to ask you. You just covered everything, calling me out and stuff, right? So, we're glad to have you here, Stevie. You know, part of our program, really what we try to do is infuse hope and encouragement into the community through the guests that we bring on the show here. And it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun too. I needed some fun today.
Yes, I did too.
Right? Yeah.
Before I go back to bed.
Go back home, right? Yeah. So each one of our guests is always tasked with looking at our camera right here and sharing something of hope and encouragement to our audience, and then giving them a way to reach you.
Are you gonna have Jamie go first?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's pointing right at her.
Yes. Encourage the world.
Going first, here we go.
Yeah.
I just encourage your listeners to know, especially if they have seniors, that they're not alone. There's a lot of seniors that face isolation, depression, especially during the pandemic, and it's important to extract wisdom and love elders and appreciate them. And so just respect that the time that they're here on this planet, and reach us at Silver Key at 719-884-2300 or www.silverkey.org.
What's the percentage of what we call with classified seniors in our community right now?
That's a good
Do
question.
you know?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
I should know.
I'm laughing because Will and I actually are trying to change this. You have people in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, and then 50 and up.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm 52, I don't belong in the same group with somebody who's 85.
I'm 51.
I
I am
just-
not
right?
a senior.
No,
Silver Key
In my brain.
we're like juniors or something.
But it's
We're
called
like
your
middle
guys
school.
seniors.
We're middle schoolers.
But some of us, I fight this fight all the time because culture just seems to devalue the aging process. And why can't you be proud of the fact that you're a senior? When I was coming up, that was a proud space to be in.
Well, I think it's a
Wisdom.
stigma of
What?
what senior is.
Well, who created it though?
Yeah.
I refuse to play in that
Yeah.
that field.
But you're not normal. You're not normal because he is so cutting edge with electronics, cell phone, all that stuff, email, social platforms. He is not the normal 67-year-old man, period. That's why I roll with you, because you're cool like that. I'll throw that in for free.
Throw that in for free right now, because I'm good like that.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, Stevie's right though.
Yeah, it just bugs me that when you say that you're a senior, people say, you're not old. I'm old. I embrace that. I love the fact that
Oh, I embrace my age. Don't tell anybody how old I am.
No.
But I'm not a
just saying-
senior citizen.
But I am. And I'm glad of that. I'm happy to be that. Yeah. There's no stigma.
You
involved
can't
with
get a
that.
senior discount now if you're not 65.
I don't want
Except for Ross and the ARC. I think it's 55 still.
It's 55.
I'm scoping it out because I'm going to be 55 in a couple of years. So I'm like, when do I get my
And
55
he is
one?
amazing, hello.
Is it?
Okay, with all that said, Stevie, look at that camera.
Yes.
And tell our audience something encouraging and hopeful.
I don't care if you've never eaten a vegetable or exercised in your life. If you don't feel good, there's a way to feel better.
Woo. That's what I'm
You
short,
just-
sweet.
And it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter what kind of disability you might have. You just have to do things in a way that works for you, and you can feel fantastic and be healthy.
Wow.
How do they reach you?
Chronologyfit.com, that's chronology with a K, or they can leave a message at 719-726-2994, or find us on Facebook, send a message through there, Chronology Fit.
Chronology fit. There we go.
You know why we call it chronology?
Why?
Because Chronos in mythology is the unaging god of time, and we're the study of unaging.
Nice. I love that.
Right on. Thank you for being here, Stevie.
Thank you for
We
having
so
me.
appreciate you. Young lady, I know you
Yes,
got it. I know you have a wealth of encouragement and hopeful stuff to say to our audience.
I do, and I was actually just trying to pinpoint down something particular to share with the audience, and it's just so much, but I am going to share with everyone that's out there and looking that it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing or wherever it is that you are, that you've definitely got a hashtag, just be in that room, be around people that are like-minded as well as where it is that you want to be and the things that you want to do, because that's going to help with encouraging you. Just like we're in this room right now, we're around like-minded people, as well as encouraging and good vibes and everything that's going on. So you locate wherever it is that room is for you, and you just be in it. Hashtag, as I said before, just be in that room. How can you find me? I'm on every social media platform. All you gotta do is just type in the hashtag again, SC Dantzler, SCDANTZLER, or you could just type in Cineura, Cineura, and I promise you, it's the only one that's in the world with the spelling just like that of Dantzler. And you can contact me also, 317-519-7922, and like Miss Stevie was saying, just leave a message, and I'll be happy to get back with you as soon as I can.
Indeed, thank you.
Thank you, Cineura.
Bill?
So in this world, when there's so much negative news out there, one of the things I suggest is turning off the news channels at night and not watch them. There's a passage in the Bible, Philippians 4:8-9. It says, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are good report, if there be any virtue, and if any of these by any praise, think on these things." Change what you think about. Turn off the news. Think about the positive things that have happened in the last 5-6 minutes in your life sometimes. Sometimes that's 5 or 6 years. Sometimes it's a decade. But remember the positive things that have happened, and it will start changing your outlook on what's happening right now in your life. And so you can find us at 719-930-7855. That's our office number. CompleteProtectionInsurance.com. Or you can find me at Bill's My Agent on almost any of the networks. So, but Complete Protection Insurance, you can find us too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bill.
We appreciate that.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about our sponsors
Let's
real
do it.
quick, because we
Yes.
love our sponsors. So Crescio, our friend Joshua Aguirre is passionate about uplifting the Southeast. And when you partner with his company, you will learn how to automate your sales funnel using tools like ChatGPT. So please visit them at Crescio.com to learn more. And Karen Butcher, I mentioned her earlier with Westco Insurance. She loves helping people save money and get the best service ever.
She's a rock star.
Yeah, she's amazing. So are you, but yes.
Yeah, and she's both of our agents.
Yeah.
Yeah, insures both of us, and she is just amazing. You want to get more leads to your business? Of course you do. Visit us at beencouraged.net to become a sponsor and get your business name out there to our growing audience. Our platinum sponsor has an aggressive 900% growth in their business in just the 7 months that they partner with us. Like and follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn and join us on our journey to extend hope and encouragement and help people realize their potential through networking, collaboration, and community involvement. Our audience is now potential reach of almost 50,000 a week and growing, and we would love to position your company, first of all, aligning with the message of hope and encouragement, and secondly, putting your business out in front of an audience that aligns with that same message. That's what we can do for you. Go to beencouraged.net, and as always, it's amazing being on with you.
Yes, sir. This was amazing. And remember to follow us on Instagram. We are now doing Instagram interviews around the world.
We are indeed, as we are in rebellion against current culture and the way that culture is managed and the people's expectation of culture. We refuse to participate in that, and we want to bring as many people along with us with the message of hope and encouragement. Join with us as we try to make that message valid and pervasive into a society that rebels against it. Thank you for being with us, Lisa.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Bill.
everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah,
These are
all of you all
amazing.
for being with us as well. We'll see you next Monday, hopefully feeling better.
Senior Summit next
Senior
Thursday
Summit.
too.
Don't
Just saying.
forget to come by.
We're gonna be there.
We are?
Yes.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
put
be
it on
there.
your calendar. just
All right,
so you know.
yes. So we'll be coming to the Senior
Yes.
Summit as well. You know, Cineura, I apologize for not remembering you initially. You're a ray of light and hope
You as
and
well, sir.
community, my friend.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Stevie. We
Thank you,
love
Lisa.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
And
me.
Will, and Bill. See you guys, and as always, be encouraged.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.